All right, let's do this. It's 6 p.m. It's nearly bedtime, and we are out here on the Gold Coast. And I've got Nelson here.
Good to see you guys.
And a special guest appearance for tonight, Andrew. We are going to film with the Komodo in low light. This is a huge request I had on my previous video with the Komodo, and everyone was asking me, hey, do a low light video about the Komodo to see the performances. And I was like, okay, how can we do that and not make it too boring? I think we found a good compromise. So we are on the Gold Coast, and we are going to put the Komodo on the car rig with the Ronin 2 and drive around and hopefully get some good shots of the skyline. I have no idea how it's going to look like. The other thing too is that we've got a special lens for tonight by Zai Optic. This lens is T1. The amount of light that can get in this lens is insane. I will need to double check, but I believe this is the first cinema lens, the 35mm, that is that fast. Don't take my word for it, just check by yourself online. I've never filmed with that lens ever. I haven't pressed the record button once, so tonight is going to be the first time I'm actually using that lens. Andrew brought a very good point. So that lens is T1, which is supposed to be pretty shallow depth of field, which means we are going to film the skyline. The buildings will be hundreds of meters from us. Are we going to be able to focus? Andrew has a wireless kit that we are going to hook up onto the small HD, so we should be able to see wirelessly in the car what we are filming. Last time we used a SDI cable that I ran through the windows. That worked fine, but if we can run it wirelessly, it gives us even more freedom to move around. All right, we've got the Komodo running. Andrew said we are getting there. The camera is connected, the iPad here for the control of the RED, and Nelson is pushing his S7S3 low light tonight. Look at this pose.
Some shots of the boys getting ready.
And you're gonna try to hang at the window with the the S7S3.
Let's see how it goes.
Damn.
Oh,
Like a fighter pilot or something. Just going just pulling focus like that.
yeah.
You can actually get it in focus.
Yeah.
I guess that distance.
Let's do it. Just letting you know that I'm working on a more in-depth video regarding the lens we used in that shoot. In the meantime, if you want to check it out, I'm going to put a link in the description below. All the footage was shot in 17:9, and I used the modes LQ, MQ, and HQ of the Komodo to try to compare them, but I couldn't really notice much difference. Pretty much all the footage was at 24 frames per second, and some of it was at 40 frames, and you may have noticed it because of the flickering of the city lights. The shutter speed was set to 180 degrees, the ISO to 800, and wasn't changed in post. All of it was filmed at T1. One thing I need to mention is because I've seen a lot of comments on social media regarding the interest of calibrating a camera before every shoot. I didn't calibrate the camera for the past 30 days, I think. And last time I shot and I did calibrate the camera, the temperatures were around 25 to 30 degrees, whereas this shoot at night, temperatures were more around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, so much colder. And I didn't notice any issue with the camera regarding grain, noise, or anything. filming. Also, some of the shots were stabilized in post-production. The reason being is I made a mistake. I usually like to have all my cables running through the running tube, so the SDI cable and the power are directly going through the arms in the gimbal. However, the wireless transmitter that Andrew brought, I had never used it before, which means we had to attach the transmitter with the only mounts we had on the base of the stabilizer of my shock absorber, and the power was through a D-tap that was mounted at the base of the camera, which connected a line between the moving parts and the stable parts of the gimbal. And despite using a cold cable, like after 1 or 2 spins, the tension were forcing the gimbal not to stabilize properly. And yes, we used my DIY car mount. I'm going to link to the video on how I built this up in the right corner if you want to check it out. I also did crop the footage shot in 17:9 to 16:9 so that it matches and there is no black bars on YouTube. Finally, and I'm sure some of you have noticed, we really struggle to keep the focus because filming at T1 gives you that very small margin of error to get that sharp on the focus. Maybe shooting at 2.8 would have been a good idea. I also put in the description below a download link to one of the clips so that you can experiment with it and make up your own mind. I'm overall very impressed by the low light performances of the Komodo. I actually shot a commercial a few months ago. The sun was way below the horizon, it was pretty cold. I had the Komodo mounted on a Ronin S2 and I pressed the record button not knowing if the shots were going to be worth it at all. For this shoot in particular, I used the Canon 24-70 f2.8, and when coming back to my computer watching the shots, I realized that actually it was really good. At this stage, I realized that maybe it would be interesting to put the Komodo against the RED Gemini, which is supposed to be a low light master with its dual ISO, and also comparing that with the Sony a7 III, because why not? If yes, please let me know how you want me to do that test and I'll get onto it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please press the thumb up button. It really helps the channel. As well, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!
What happened, Andrew? We burst the tire on the skateboard and he realized where we got to surface, then try to come back and pump it up, and there we go.
So the plan is we come back with your board and your board fixed.
Slow-mo stacks or something.
So I might get the Gemini for that then, like if we need some slow-mo. You're like, alright, so if you guys want to see the Gemini in slow motion at night filming some skateboard being super dodgy on the streets, just leave a thumb up and comment down below. So make sure you go and check out Andrew's and Nelson YouTube channel as well. A bunch of YouTubers doing stuff way too late. So now it's bedtime. I'll see you very soon, guys.
You.
Yes, Jake, I love how you're pointing the light at your face. That's how you know he makes it.
I was trying to use the spotlight here.
That was so good.
Great thing about hanging out with other videographers, they know how to line themselves up.